Hey guys, welcome back to the Omaha Places podcast. We're your hosts. My name is Connor and I'm the founder of Omaha Places and 402 Social.
And my name is Delaney. I'm the digital content coordinator for Omaha Places.
And we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, we do.
Do you want to go first with some places that you went to this last week?
Sure, because I went to Pop Fiction Bookstore this morning, which just opened in Little Bohemia, and I found out about them because of the Little Bohemia market and people were taking photos.
Yeah.
I was like, where is that?
And it's like bright pink in there. It's very like you can't miss it if you've seen it on social media.
But yeah. And I was like, I have to know where that is. And then it popped up on our Instagram or something. So I reached out and got that set up. But I found out that it's mostly all female authors. It's for female LGBTQ, etc.
Cool.
So definitely geared more toward that audience, which I think is super cool for the bookstore community. And I've been rounding up indie bookstores, so I'm excited to add this one to the list.
Yeah.
But it's in the old Family of Things storefront, so right next to Dust Goods and Gifts. Yeah. So you can actually hit 3 women-owned businesses right there.
I was just going to say that's like the perfect addition to that area because all of those stores right there like are female-owned, like pretty progressive, like missions behind them. So good for them.
Go
that's
grab
cool.
a coffee. And then go to Pop Fiction, grab a book, and then Dusk to grab some home goods, and then plants at the greenhouse.
Yeah. Did you buy any books while you were there?
I did not.
Oh.
But I love Emily Henry.
Yes.
But so I saw her stuff there, and I was like, ooh, I'm videotaping that.
Yep. She just came out with a new one. I'm reading it right now.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep.
I really use the Omaha Public Library system, but
that's good.
But there are some like books that I just have to make my own.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna have to go there and buy some.
Cool.
Yeah. Where have you been?
Okay, so last night I went to Pivot Prime, which I know I mentioned last week, but last week I had been there just to like see the interior and like film some content. Last night I finally got to eat. So they had their like VIP media night, but they will be open to the public for reservations by the time this episode comes out. And I'm going to shout out some of the things that we had because this menu is no joke. Like I will say it's a very high-end restaurant. And I'm very grateful that they comped our meal. But we started off with beef tallow candle, which apparently like
You can put that on your face.
What?
Beef tallow. It's the big thing.
Okay, that's a whole other conversation. we'll
That's
talk
what
about
I thought
this later.
But not in food form. So like, what's it like in food form? Did you like eat it?
We did eat it. And according to our waiter, it is the only place in Omaha that has beef
Candles.
Tallow. That's like a hard word to say. Okay. So yeah, it comes in like a little bit more of a solid form, but it has a literal candle in it. And so they'll bring that out first, light the candle, let it all melt, and then they bring the bread out, and then you just dip the bread, and then the tallow is melted into like some sea salt and not vinegar, what's the oil, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then it just like all mixes together.
I didn't know you could eat beef tallow until this moment.
You only knew you could put it on your face.
Yeah. I saw that at Junk Stock, actually. They had beef tallow skincare products.
Oh.
And candles.
Well, it's
so you can burn
multi-use.
Does it smell good? I bet you could inject like incense into it or something.
I don't have a great sense of smell, so I couldn't tell you that answer. But yeah, so that was one of our appetizers that we had. And then we also got a king crab cake, which was honestly one of my favorite things that we had the whole night. It's just a lump of crab, and I love a good crab cake. I guess if you don't like seafood, you might not like it, but it was very good. And then we also had for main courses, the filet rossini, which was really delicious. It was fairly salty. So just if you don't really like salty things, be warned. But I thought it was pretty good. And then the stuffed chicken mousseline, could be pronouncing these completely wrong. And then had a side of Brussels sprouts, which were delicious, and ended it with a creme brulee.
Ooh.
So it was a very delicious meal. The place was packed. And apparently, I don't know the guy's name, but the football coach, I should know his name.
The football coach of what?
The Huskers.
Oh.
He was there. Yes, Matt Rule was there. Thank you.
Shout out, Grace.
And everyone, like all the wait staff was like freaking out about the fact that Matt Rule was there. And I was like, who?
I think I was still stuck on Frost. That's who the head coach still was.
I did not see him. I think he was like in one of the private rooms. So there's quite the guest list there last night.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, is it for people who are like expecting something or don't know like what to wear for a high-end restaurant? What can they sort of expect to wear? Is it reservation only going forward? That's what I heard.
Probably, yeah. Okay. At least for a while, I think it's going to be like another Clio where you're not getting in unless you have a reservation.
Okay.
So yes, I would definitely recommend making a reservation. As far as clothing attire, definitely more high end. So like I wore like a black skirt and a strapless like sparkly shirt.
Cute.
Like did my hair, makeup, all that stuff. Guys were all in like slacks, button downs, jackets. So you don't have to wear like a full suit or anything, but like definitely dress up. Like you're not going to get in if you're wearing a t-shirt or something like that.
Jeans.
And we had mentioned this last week, but I don't think I said it just now. So Pivot Prime is the new restaurant off of 137th and Dodge. So there's a couple of different like higher end restaurants there, and it's in the old Mahogany's building.
Yes.
I think I used to be saying it was in the old Charleston's building, but I think it's actually in the old Mahogany's building.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, back when I worked there as the Mahogany building.
Yeah. So it is now open.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a good place to check out. I went to, I'm probably going to butcher this as well, Las Chilenas in La Vista. They are a Chilean cafe, and their goal is to bring fresh and homemade food to people. And they make their own bread and their own mustard, I know.
Whoa.
And I don't like mustard, but I tried like this sandwich that had the mustard on it, and it was super good.
Was it really mustardy? Because I also don't like mustard.
No, not like a yellow mustard. It's more like almost like an aioli.
Okay.
Not so mustardy.
Yeah.
And then they also have like coffee, your typical coffee, but there was one called an iced Maripoto. I know I'm messing this up. Sorry, guys. And that was so good and so pretty. Like they give it to you in these little mason jars.
Oh, cool.
And it was so delicious. Like I think I'm going to have to go back there for that and the empanadas. But honestly, like it exceeded my expectations when I walked in, for sure. And they had like most of their family there. So it was just kind of like fun, cozy environment. So definitely go check them out.
Are we doing a video on them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
We sure are.
You handle all of that.
So yeah, you guys will see this soon.
And then, in La Vista. Okay. You did say that. Cool. Well, I'm excited to see that. I now want one of those iced coffee things in a little mason jar. Cute. Okay. I went to the crit race in Aksarben. So I feel like not a lot of people knew that this was.
Okay. I saw it and then I wasn't sure what it was. And then I was looking back at the Aksarben village photos this week for what's happening this weekend. It was like, I feel like I really missed the mark on this and not including it.
I will say, I think they could have done a better job marketing it. Because I live in the area, so I think that's the main reason that I got like a bunch of information. But yeah, there was like a national crit race. It's Criterium is the full word. It's cycling, yes. Okay. And I don't know exactly how many miles they do, but they do like a 1 mile loop. And so rather like a typical bike race would be maybe like one giant loop or like an out and back or something like that. But that's like the style of Criterium cycling is you're doing like really tight loops. And so I caught the very end of the women's race and they were literally going in a 1 mile loop for 50 minutes, which is like a long time. I'm like, how are you not getting dizzy? Like you're just going in circles basically. So it was just all right in Aksarben village, like all of 67th Street was blocked off. And yeah, it was cool. It was just very different. And apparently all of the racers were like the best in the nation for Criterium racing. Like,
yeah, wow.
Who knew? And they came to Omaha. So random, but yeah, I just kind of made a little night of it. Went over to Tiny's in the Inner Rail, got the hot girl pizza.
That's my
to
favorite.
End the night. So it was a nice little Aksarben night that was different than my other Aksarben nights.
Cute. Now I wish I had promoted it at the very least.
Well, next year, if they come back.
Next year, I will know. Another place I checked out, the new Stories location, off 156 and Maple just opened. And this is their 5th location in Omaha, 6th including the Lincoln location, which to me is crazy.
Yeah.
They basically started their own little chain, and most of them are right here in Omaha.
They're coming for scooters.
You know, that's okay. We support local here. And you can tell because they keep opening new locations. But Stories always has good food. So they gave us a blueberry scone, and then they provided coffees and drinks for the whole team. So we had their strawberry acai refresher. You had the Dizzy Bee, which is on their seasonal menu, brown sugar shaken espresso. And then I had the honey vanilla matcha, which honestly tasted like a milkshake.
Ooh.
And I want to get it again. Same thing. I just let the barista tell me what syrups I should get, because I was going to do lavender honey, but they didn't have lavender. She's like, oh, let's do a honey vanilla. Now I think I'm stuck on that forever.
You found your new drink.
Yeah, for sure. But the Stories location has like a little patio, and it's just so nice, because I think that's what that area needed too.
Yeah, definitely.
And a little closer to me on Maple. So
love. I know that was a nice treat. So Delaney and our other colleague Haley went to Stories and then brought us all coffees into the office. And I thought it was funny. You guys had gotten Maddie like what was it?
Strawberry acai refresher.
Yeah, and then Maddie came in and she had also gone to a coffee shop and like literally gotten the same thing. I was like, you guys know her so well.
Well, I was like, just pick 2 random drinks off your menu that you want to showcase, and that's what they'll drink. And they were like, oh, you can try like one of our refreshers. How about the strawberry acai? And Haley and I both looked at each other and we're like, Maddie. She would love that. Yeah. But yeah.
I love it. Okay. The other places I wrote down. So I went to Platypus Bar in Little Bohemia, which this is not a new place, but it's the one, same owners as Tiny House, literally like right next door to Tiny House. We just had like a big group of girls, and we ended up getting like the back room in Platypus, and it literally just feels like a house in there. It's like the back room of any other house.
It even looks like a house on the outside with the platypus mural on it.
Yeah. And we took up the entire room. So it was really nice to like kind of have our own space, but it was just so cool back there. Like the whole wall is full of like antique plates or something, and they're just hanging on the wall. I was like, this is actually feels kind of dangerous. Like a bunch of girls having drinks, and like these are not secured to the wall very well. But it was just a great vibe. So if you guys are looking for a place to like just get a bunch of people together, the whole like Platypus as a whole is tiny, fairly small. But if you happen to snag that back room, then it's like the perfect spot. So maybe just get there like right when they open if you want to snag that room.
No, for sure, because there's not a whole lot of seating in the front room, and then there's like a tiny little booth, which we've all fit in before when we were filming their snow globe thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's another tiny house next to tiny house.
Literally. So I love it. And I'm gonna do my next one. This again is not a new spot, but I went to Zen, their downtown location, then also went next door to Next Chapter. So my classic like coffee bookstore morning. But that was the first time that I used my coffee shop passport not in a work environment or like in a work setting. I love
that for you.
So that was so fun, and I was like so giddy to use it. I was like, oh my god, this is what everybody else does on their weekends. Now I get to do it too.
No, I got a passport for someone. That's who came in the mail, and then I took them out. I'm like, oh, we gotta go use it together. And then they were like, actually, can you like, I'll stay out with Melrose, like outside the coffee shop, and you can go in.
You're like,
and
no.
I'm like,
that's not the point.
I was like, that was just not fun. I just stamped 2 passports, but I'm like, oh, that took away some of the fun, because it felt a little worky.
Yeah, now you have to pick a coffee shop that Melrose can go inside.
She usually can go. I'm just afraid like she'll get too excited or jump on someone.
Oh, okay.
If there's a lot of people, which that day there was.
Okay.
But no, she's friends with the baristas in the Benson Hardy Coffee.
Oh, got it.
They take photos of her all the time. But yeah, if their like walk-up window isn't available, we'll usually go inside. But they had it closed because it was just so busy.
Got it.
Some other places that I went. This is more of like a service for the Omaha community, but it's MIC Imaging and Procedure Center. And shooting the services is always a little bit more difficult from the behind the scenes view, but this was super fun because they brought on some staff to model, which is cool. It's always fun. And then I get to be around all these big machines in a super non-doctor situation, which I'd never seen like an MRI machine before, or a mammograph. Something. A mammogram. There we go. A mammogram machine before. So I'm like, oh, I'll need to prepare for this in the future. But yeah, they were explaining it to me. It's so out of my realm. That's what makes it kind of fun, I guess.
It's a good challenge.
But yeah, so in a service aspect, I guess you don't have to go to a hospital for like imaging and scanning and non-invasive procedures like varicose veins or something like that. You can go to a more private place like this one, and they accept like all major insurances, and sometimes it ends up even being a little bit cheaper, and the staff are like specialty, so it's not just like you're getting a general doctor that knows a little bit about everything. You're getting like a fellowship specialized service from a doctor that really knows a lot about this issue and has studied specifically for like a spinal issue or your mammogram techs, so that makes it like a little bit more special. And then also they are locally owned, and they're the only locally owned imaging and like non-invasive procedure center in Omaha.
Cool.
So
we also have a section on our website. So if you guys go to the things to do tab at the top, and then on the left-hand side, you can filter by a bunch of stuff. And we have a health services filter that has stuff like this. So that's like one of those industries that you just don't really think like, oh, I could support local. You think of like local coffee shops over Starbucks or something. But health services, I feel like I never really think about trying to find a local place. But there are tons of local like imaging centers, like doctor's offices, dentist offices, orthopedic places, like all that kind of stuff that are locally owned, family owned. So I should go check that out and go to one of those places.
And it's always fun as soon as we do like a video shoot like this, then a bunch of these service industry people always reach out, or this type of service.
Yeah. But you post one dentist office and then 5 other dentist offices.
It really challenges me to go outside my realm, because I'm used to filming food and drinks and like the funner side of the service industry. But these are important too. Yeah. And you don't know you need it until you need it. And then you have nobody to ask but Omaha Places.
That was like a good tagline. We should start saying that more often. Nobody to ask, you ask us. Okay.
That's true. And then one more place, and then we can head into follower questions.
You were busy this week.
I was busy this week. I finally got to go to 30 Hop in Omaha.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about it. And also, it's patio season, y'all. And if you haven't seen, my first post about patio season is out. We have 4 more.
There's a lot of patios in Omaha.
There'll be one going out each month. So if your favorite patio wasn't in this most recent post, then you can comment, first of all, just in case. And then you can check the post that will be coming out in the next few months throughout the summer. So.
Yep. Very excited for that. All right, let's move into follower questions. So I post a question box on our Instagram story every Wednesday morning, so you guys can submit questions then, or if you ever have other questions, you can just DM us and tell us you have a question for the pod. But somebody asked this week how to best use and maximize public transport. So let's get into this, because this is like quite a detailed question, I think, or like there's a lot of different parts of it. So we actually do have a highlight call on our Instagram called bus info. So I had decided that I wanted to learn how to use the bus a couple of years ago now. I think it was in 2023.
This was actually, I think it was in 2022. because this is actually like the beginning of when I followed Omaha Places. Little side note.
Fun.
So I followed along for this whole thing.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, you can go back and relive those Instagram stories.
See them for the first time again.
So yeah, all of the information that I'm about to say is also in that Instagram highlight, and you can also find the links to like specific pages on the bus website. But I can put those links in the description of this podcast episode as well.
We should actually do a blog if we haven't.
Yeah, we should.
Transportation, because the streetcar's coming.
Yeah.
And we'll have to do one on that as well.
Yes. I actually was going to put information about the streetcar in here, but this just kind of like got really long just with the bus information. But that is a good idea. We should definitely update that. Because I don't even know if I ever did an Instagram post about it. I only did those stories.
Oh, okay.
So... We'll work on it. Okay, so first of all, the routes. The bus goes through Omaha, Ralston, La Vista, Bellevue, and over to Council Bluffs, which I feel like not a lot of people realize that it really does span like the whole metro. Most of the routes are along like the downtown, midtown area of Omaha, but there are buses that go all the way out to like Village Point, Oakview Mall, up to the airport. So typically it's only like one route that goes like all these different places, but you can get to all these places. You can find all of the stops on like the interactive map on their website. And then when you actually get to the stop in person or like in real life, on the light pole, there will be a little blue tag, I guess, sign. I don't know. It's kind of small, but like it's noticeable. And it'll say like Metro on it. So that's how you know that you're in the correct bus stop or like in the correct spot where the bus is going to stop. How to pay. So unfortunately they do not take Apple Pay, but they do have a contactless payment option. You can download the UMO app, that's UMO, and basically set up your credit card information on there, and then you can use that app to pay. So it's basically just an alternate form of Apple Pay, I guess. I don't know why they can't just accept Apple Pay. I know. Most of the buses also take cash. The only one that does not take cash is the Orbit, which the Orbit is the one that goes up and down Dodge Street. And that is the only one that you cannot use cash. You have to either use the UMO app or purchase like a 30-day unlimited pass or like a 10-ride pass, something like that. And you can purchase those like when you get on the bus. And then a couple other notes. K through 12 rides free. So if you are in high school or like bringing your kids, you'll always get on free. And then you can also download the My Ride OMA, My Ride OMA app to track your bus, see your route delays, plan your route, etc. When I was taking the bus, I did not download that app. I just did it through Google Maps, which the routes were accurate, but I will say like the bus tracker was not very accurate. So if you are trying to like commute or something like that, where you're not just like riding around for funsies, I would probably download the app so that you don't get like stranded somewhere if there's a bus delay.
Did you just hop on a bus that day and like try to go to your favorite spots, or what did you do?
I went from Aksarben down to Modus actually. Oh. And then I was trying to get home and the bus like wasn't coming. I don't remember what happened. So then I walked over to Dodge and got on the Orbit bus, then got off at Blackstone because I had a friend at the time who lived in Blackstone. So I was like, oh, I'll just go see her. And so I stayed a couple hours in Blackstone and then tried to go find my bus again. And it never came. Hopefully they've improved this a little bit since then. So I ended up walking from Blackstone back to Aksarben.
Oh,
which was
a little bit
quite a long walk. Like Leavenworth is long when you're walking.
I couldn't imagine.
So that was the first and last time that I took the bus.
But it's still possible.
And I think it was literally just like the same reason that I couldn't find the bus when I was trying to get back on when I was downtown. I think something had just happened like along that particular route.
Definitely
on
get
that day.
App.
Yeah,
to
so
let you know.
Get the app.
Okay.
That was my mistake.
Okay, someone also asked best places to get a cake. And actually my brother's fiance asked this question. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, she's looking for wedding cakes. So if you're looking for a birthday cake, wedding cake, anniversary cake, whatever, this list is for you. Crumb Cake Bakery is a Black-owned and women-owned bakery off of 114th and Dodge. And I had their cheesecakes, and those were super good. They make little mini ones, but they also do like custom cakes for any occasion. And then Sweet Magnolia's Bake Shop. There are 2 locations, one in Millward Commons and then the other in Midtown. They also have gluten-free options for people who need that. Also along the gluten-free train, Rebel Rise Gluten-Free Bakery is in La Vista, and they are dedicated to gluten-free bakery, whatever, cookies.
Bakery items.
Thank you.
Pastries,
cakes, everything. So that would be perfect if you are gluten-free or have like a little kid's birthday and don't know everyone's restrictions. And then Tout Le Jour is one of my favorites. They are Korean style pastries, and they do custom cake decorating as well. But they have these cloud cakes that are unlike anything I've ever tried. They're kind of like spongy light, but so like filled with flavor. Didn't know where I was going, but I'm just like drooling thinking about it right now. So definitely go try those. They have a location near 72nd and Dodge and one in Lakeside. And then Happy Mango Bakery in La Vista. They do baking classes, and this is where I got to paint my own cookie, which would be so fun for like a little kid's birthday. But they also do custom cakes, cookies, cake pops, you name it. So that is my cake list for you.
Cool. That's a great list. I love it. All right. Somebody said, where do the 25 to 30-year-olds hang out on a Friday or Saturday night? Visiting Omaha soon. We got you, girl. I don't know if you're a girl, but I think everyone knows what the first one on my list is going to be, Sunny's. It is packed on a Friday or Saturday night, okay? And there's always live music. Just like if you are coming in the summer, you have to go to Sunny's.
And they do karaoke.
Yeah.
On Thursday, I want to say.
Yeah. And music bingo over in the inner rail, which is like right next to Sunny's. It's a big food hall that you can get food in.
Then they're doing Saturdays in Stinson as well. Yep. So Aksarben is popping.
Yep. Yeah. And there's free parking down there, which cannot be said for a lot of these other Omaha neighborhoods lately. Yeah. So that is a big plus of going to Aksarben Village. But aside from Sunny's, pretty much anywhere in East Omaha is where you're going to find like the younger crowd, I would say. And then as far as which neighborhood in East Omaha, just kind of depends on the vibe that you're looking for. So the Blackstone district has like tons of bars. It's probably going to be the youngest crowd, like a lot of college students and stuff, or just like recent grads. Honestly, I'm in my 30s and I still go to Blackstone. So, but in general, I'd say it's probably the younger crowd.
I do pick and choose like the days that you go depending on the demographic, but
yeah,
there are still like some little speakeasy spots that are a little bit quieter and try to keep out.
Agreed. And yeah, it depends like how late you're staying out too. Like if you're going to be out until 2 a.m. at Bar 39, like that's going to be a different crowd than happy hour at Little Ricky's or a speakeasy or something. But some favorites in Blackstone are Night Owl, Little Ricky's, Moolah, and the Cottonwood. So all of those actually Little Ricky's does not have food, but Night Owl, Moolah, and the Cottonwood all have food and drinks. So those are kind of like the vibes of where you're like, wanting some food, but also some cocktails. Like you're kind of starting out your night maybe. The Cottonwood has multiple different bars. It's a higher end hotel, but lots of locals go to the Cottonwood. Little Ricky's is a rooftop bar, so if the weather is nice, it's a great spot to check out. And those are like only a couple of the places you can check out in Blackstone. Like you just walk up and down the street, you'll find tons more spots. Downtown is another one. It has a mix of bars and restaurants. It's definitely more upscale, like places and crowd than you'll find in Blackstone. But some favorites are Clio, Mediterranean food, of course, delicious. Mercury, which is, they do have food, but they're really known for their really creative cocktails. Ghost Donkey and Champagne Lanes are 2 fairly new spots, and both have great cocktails. Champagne Lanes is mini bowling, so if you're looking for an activity. And then the last neighborhood I mentioned is Benson. So this has more of like an artsy alternative scene. There's great live music up there. If you're here during the first Friday of the month, definitely go check out Benson First Friday. It's completely free. Great vibes. So just go walk around. Do you want to give some like favorite spots in Benson too, since you're the resident Benson girl?
I love the Sydney. And Shakedown Street Tavern is like my go-to dive. I definitely don't go there like as a woman by myself.
Okay.
Just for those who are out and about alone. Yeah. The Sydney's an okay place for that. Jake's is a good place for that. But those are probably my top 3 drinking spots.
Cool.
There.
Nice. We hope you have a great time in Omaha.
Oh, and Set the Bar.
Oh,
Set the Bar would be the perfect spot.
Yeah, they primarily show women's sporting events on their TVs. It's not exclusively women's sports, but yeah, that would be a great spot to check out. They also have food too and drinks, so yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. The next question I pulled, I'm on the gluten-free train here. The best gluten-free lunch spots. So the first one that came to mind was Burning Bridges. They have this amazing crispy chicken sandwich that is known to be the best in Omaha, and it's so delicious. And I'm not even gluten-free, but they do offer like gluten-free buns, and all of their fryers are gluten-free. So if you are gluten-free, check that out on 144th and Center. And then Orsi's, they are in Little Italy, and they have gluten-free pizza. And I have yet to go to Orsi's.
Really?
Really?
It's a classic.
I know. I have to add it to the pizza list. It's been on my mind. But yes, they do have gluten-free options. And from the people who were talking about it, it's good. Okay. And then Twisted Fork downtown, they had like a huge menu, and they put gluten sensitive. So I think there's still a possibility there could be gluten, but they're trying.
Okay.
But it's noted there. So everything may not be completely gluten-free, but
they've taken the first step.
They have a huge menu full of that little gluten sensitivity thing. So you'll find something. And then, of course, Brunch Box. It doesn't have to be brunch for you to go there. They accommodate as many dietary restrictions as possible. So if you have kids who have different dietary restrictions, or you do, all of their entrees can be made gluten-free or traditionally vegan. And that's located in the Capital District.
Love. So I think they're also opening another location in Oakview Mall is what I have heard.
Okay, because they closed the other downtown location.
Yep. Yeah. So if you guys are West Omaha people, I have no idea when this is going to open, but you'll be getting a Brunch Box at some point in the future.
And Brunch Box is good. They have everything from breakfast to pizza to lots of lunch options. So.
Yep. All right, let's move into events. So we post our What's Happening in Omaha this weekend video every Thursday morning, and we also have a newsletter that goes out, so you guys can go subscribe to that, or you can find events at any time of the day, any day you want, on our website at omahaplaces.com/event. Just one event. We really should change that, because now I'm going to feel the need to call that out every single week on the podcast. Okay.
Or you could just, omahaplaces.com, click events. It pulls it up too.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory if you just go to omahaplaces.com.
There you go.
Actually, you don't even have to click on events. There's literally 3 events.
True.
Top fold homepage that are happening like that weekend. So yeah, you guys can figure it out. I believe in you. So Taste of Omaha is, this is going to be events happening May 29th to June 1st. I forgot to say that. So Taste of Omaha is happening May 30th through June 1st at Heartland of America Park. This is a classic Omaha event. You can sample tons of local restaurants. Just some of them that I wrote down that are going to be there are Hyde Slides, Dante, Pim's Thai, Tipico Helado. Those are all places that we know and love. And I did not write down how much tickets are, but it is a ticketed event.
It's free except like if you're going to buy food, you have to buy an amount of tickets to get the food, and each vendor will have like a certain number of tickets that they're charging.
Got it.
So basically you could like start out with 20 tickets, use those up, and you'll be like, oh, I'm hungry again, go buy some more.
Okay. But if you didn't, I don't know why you'd go to Taste of Omaha and not eat, but
they do have live music. So maybe you just want to sit down and have live music and enjoy the busyness.
You're just there for the vibes. Yeah. I guess, Heartland of America Park, as long as the weather's nice, like it's going to be great vibes right in downtown Omaha. So go check that out.
Yeah, I went there last year. It was a good time. Can confirm. Also, a free thing happening is the night market in Midtown Crossing. It's happening on May 30th from 6 to 10 p.m. This will be happening once a month through the summer. They'll have 40 local vendors, boutique owners and makers. And then there will be live music, including the Omaha Street Percussion, which I have yet to see, but my mom said they came to my hometown and were amazing. So
cool.
That was cool. And then they added a bubble party this year, which say less. I love bubbles. And then they're doing glow yoga and other outdoor games and activities. So it's great for the whole family. Plus your dog is welcome. So.
Love that. All right. Friday night Bites and Beats is kicking off. This is actually happening every Friday, like through September, I think. Definitely for the whole summer from 6 to 10 p.m. at Heartwood Preserve. So we've kind of shouted out this new-ish complex a couple times on the podcast now, but it's off 144th and Dodge, like where Boys Town is/was. You guys know what I'm talking about. So they just finalized like their whole event calendar for the summer, and there's so much free stuff happening. So you guys, I put a bunch of their stuff on our Omaha Places event calendar, but you can also go to heartwoodpreserve.com and look at their event calendar. But yeah, this Friday night Bites and Beats, there's going to be live music, food trucks, lawn games, and it's all free. So go check it out.
Why wouldn't you go?
Yeah, I will actually be going this weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also happening is the WA2, the People's Block Party. This is happening May 31st. So it's a whole day thing, but you can choose like which part you want to go to. It's all about highlighting the amazing community and small businesses and getting to experience art, food, and music. So stroll through 19th Street from the Slate Apartments to Capitol Ave, all the way back to Howard, where Modus is.
Yeah.
And kind of go in and out of those businesses from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then at 1 p.m., the block party begins in the Flatiron District. So there will be music, art, and food, and it's free to attend, and that's an all-ages portion up until 5 p.m. when the 21 and over party starts, because there will be a $10 cover, but they'll be having tons of DJs.
Cool.
And tons of the bar community. So Mercury's going to be there, African Cocktail Lounge. They're all going to be serving up cocktails at that hour. So
Oh, cool. Wait, do you know where the 21 and over party is going to be?
Right next to the Flatiron.
Oh, so outside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Very
so
cool.
it should be a party to go to. So, okay. I've been talking too long, I decided.
We typically record in the morning, and it is not the morning right now. We're recording in the afternoon today. And I feel like that really threw me off today. I'm not going to lie.
Usually I'm sprightly.
Yeah. Usually I'm like so ready to go in the mornings. Yeah. And I feel like today I just like sat around all day, not doing much. I was just like waiting to come here.
This is what she waits for all day to come do this podcast.
Thursday revolves around the podcast.
That's hilarious.
But now we're not quite like as snappy.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. My brain's fried now, so I think that's...
And on that note, we're going to end today's podcast episode. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Omaha Places podcast. We'll see you next week.
See ya.